Good day, folks. Look who's back. Thought I'd do a little face video today so everybody knows who I am and what I look like. So today I'm doing a little review at a campsite that we're hanging out on for 3 days. This is the first time really I've been to a commercial campsite except for years and years ago. So the place we're staying at is Pleasant River Campground in West Bethel, Maine on Route 2. Their telephone number is 207-836-2000. They have roughly, I think, 75 campsites here. Bunch of tents, bunch of RVs, bunch of seasonal sites, river sites. They have community bathhouse. We'll go over that later. They have horseshoe pits. They have swing sets for the kids. They have a play area for the kids. They have badminton. They have a volleyball net. They have a pavilion for big parties. They have a dumpster for all your trash. They have a dump station for your RVs. They have a store that has pretty much anything that you're going to need while you're camping. Snacks, tools, hoses, whatever you need. I don't know if I said they have a pool, but they have a pool. So I'll go over some of the rules here. Check-in time is at 12. Checkout time is at 11. Speed limit's 5 miles an hour. No car washing and trailer washing, but who would want to do that while they're camping, right? One camper per site, but I'm sure they would let you do a camper and a tent for your kids. The owners here are super friendly. We've met them twice. We did a drive-by last week in here, talked to them, and then talked to them when we checked in. Visitors must register in the office. You have to pay per visitor, and I really don't know what that fee is. I thought it was $9, but it definitely isn't. I read this wrong. Visitors must leave by 9 p.m., no later. Campfires must be in the campfire rings, and it can't exceed 2 feet higher than the rings. And really, guys, these fire pits that they got are just tractor-trailer tires, wheels, and it's like perfect. And I really think if you bought your wood here, they sell wood here, and I don't know how much they are per bundle because I bring my own wood. But a bundle of wood would easily fill plus more than one fire in that thing. So I really think if you bought maybe one, and if you really wanted to have a late fire, you buy 2 bundles. These bundles are huge here. You'd have plenty of wood to burn all night with 2 bundles. And then dogs are allowed here. The maximum leash is 6 feet. They have to be tended at all times. You cannot leave them unattended for any reason whatsoever. They're not allowed in any of the buildings. They're not allowed into the pool area. If they have any violations whatsoever about your dog, you're immediately asked to leave. So you better leash your dogs while you're here. And same with being loud. If they get complaints about you being loud after quiet hour, you will be asked to leave. Quiet hours from 10 o'clock p.m. to 8 in the morning. And yeah, I get up at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, but that's fine. If you're just puttering around and cooking breakfast, that's considered quiet. No radios, no hooting and hollering in the morning. All fires must be out at midnight. I think it's 10 o'clock. All social gatherings must leave. So if you're visiting another campsite at 10 o'clock, you have to go back to your own campsite. And then the basic stuff, be respectful to everybody. Be respectful to all the plants, all the trees here. I'm going to do like a walkthrough so everybody can see the campsites, how big they are, how spacious they are, how there's some very private areas. There's absolutely a wonderful campsite down right on the river. It's called Riverfront. And I tell you, that's probably where we're going to be staying. It's off-grid. There's no power, there's no water, there's no sewer, there's no nothing. But we own a camper right here that's totally made for off-grid. The only thing we can't run is our AC. We need 30 amps to run that, but besides that, everything else we have a heater, we have hot water, we have lights, we have toilets, we have everything. We have freshwater tanks, and I probably can go 3-4 days easily without any issues. So we're gonna just do a little walkthrough and I'll show you the whole camp. All right, so I'll give you a little tour of the, I guess it would be down the roadside. So this here is lot 58, and basically what it is it's 17 acres of trails, and really this is what the trails look like. They drive a truck down there, a tractor, they have everything stumped and they mow it. And yeah, it's a nice walk. You won't see any wildlife back there. I didn't see one track, but it's still a very nice walk. No mosquitoes today, it's a little windy. So we'll just pan over here, and this is the campsite we're at right here, number 6. And just over there is the bathhouse, and number 7A is a seasonal and nobody's in it, so really very private. So then as we walk down through here, the sun is always peeking through the trees here. So here's number 5. And in between, it's basically a big horseshoe here. And in the middle of the horseshoe is where you have horseshoes, you have the swing sets, you have the monkey bars, you have all that stuff. And look at that. They have satellite here too, man. So, funny. So the rates here, I believe, I don't know if they're going to change. This is the first week that they're actually open. So really there's not very many people here. They're just trying to get things up and running. Is $40 for full hookup. And some sites have full hookup as in sewer, water, power, and everything. We just have water and power. Tent sites are $30 a night, and they have absolutely no water, no power. So there's a pavilion coming up here on the right, and there's somebody standing up here, and I don't want to be rude to anybody, so I might have to shut the camera off. They have a bunch of rabbit cages up here, so there's no rabbits in them right now, but I'm guessing that they probably fill them up with rabbits so all the kids can come down and poke their fingers in there and pretend their fingers are carrots. So this area we're coming up to here on the left, this big field, you can see how beautiful that sun is, huh? Is like the community area. That's where you're going to have your volleyball, that's where you're going to have your badminton. They have a huge community fire pit, so when things are up and really rocking and rolling, they have fires out here every single night, well, on the weekends at least, Friday and Saturday night. That building right there, I don't know if you can see it or not because of the sun, but that's the store and that's their house. Here's some of the horseshoe pits, and there's actually another horseshoe pit right behind our camper. And I'm guessing that might be a community water spigot right there. So over here, I'm really not 100% sure what this area is over here. It's just a big, huge gravel part. And big, huge motorhomes are rolling in, and it's full hookup over here. And that right there is a seasonal. And I really think that pop-up camper way down there is a seasonal. Oh, and I also forgot to mention, guys, is that they do canoe and kayak rentals, and they will transport you to a drop and pick you up at a drop. I don't know the rates. It's not really something that we're into right now, but the Androscoggin River is basically just across the road. So I know they drop you off up in like Gleeds and pick you up in West Bethel or downtown Bethel. There's some folks sitting over there, so I gotta kind of be quiet. I don't want to be rude. So you'll just get to see what I get to see.
She said she was gonna have one there later.
Oh, no, I meant you guys.
Oh, no, we go over there.
Yeah, we're over there all night.
You guys everybody's welcome to go down there when they start the fire.
What time's that usually?
Just when it just when it starts getting dark.
So the folks that are sitting at that motorhome was just actually telling us that they're having a community fire tonight. So guess where we're gonna be? Meeting new people. So these are all seasonal sites. That little Freedom spot right there, lot 33, I would actually buy that for the season. That thing is beautiful place, right by the river. Here comes some people. I have to shut the phone off. Actually, we'll just kind of keep it on and walk.
When I go, everybody can bring their dogs to the fire. So, I'll do that.
So these are some of the campsites. That's lot 29. This is lot 28. They're huge. You know, from the back of your camper to the next camper, you're quite a ways apart over here. Here's lot 27, full hookup. Here's lot 28. And this right here goes down to the river. We'll walk down to the river, show you that campsite down here. So I'm down to the river now. So I guess you guys just figured out my secret. I can teleport. Because way up there is where I just said we're going to walk down to the river. And it's probably 100 yards. I can't time travel yet, but man, I'm good at teleporting. So here's the Pleasant River. And yeah, you can swim in this river if you want. I was told by the owner yesterday. There are fish in here, but I can't quite figure out what kind of fish they are. I get little nibbles. I saw a kid yesterday with a fish. It definitely wasn't a brook trout. It was more silver, so I'm probably guessing a rainbow. I'm not really good at this whole trout fishing thing, but this is a lazy river. You can't go up it with a kayak because probably about 100 yards you're going to come into a lot of deadfall, and you can't get any farther up the river. But walking up the river, you could probably spend all day hiking up through the woods. I think it's, I did some research, and I'm not 100% sure, but I think it goes about 7 miles before it kind of peters out. But up here is the actual campsite that they call River Site. This thing is huge, and it's very private, except you're gonna get people walking down over this hill, but it's really no different than people walking on the horseshoe loop. But look at the size of this thing. We'll come right to here, and I'll just pan over. This is one site, folks, and it is massive. This is the only wooden picnic table I've seen. All the other ones are made out of like aluminum and plastic. You're not allowed to staple, tack anything onto the picnic table. So if you have a picnic table cloth, you have to have some kind of device. They're called clips. Or you can go to like Harbor Freight and just get a little handheld vices, cheap, $5. But this place is huge. And these are basically their fire rings. Some of them have these grates on them and they're not removable. And really that's probably a foot off the top of the fire pit. And I believe you're allowed 4 people. 2 adults, 2 kids is part of the package. This is a $30 site, folks. Look at it. It's huge. I don't think you'd be able to hear anything that goes on if you're down here camping. And you could easily, if you know how to back a camper up, put a camper right in here. I don't care if it's a pop-up, a 30-footer. You can just, I know I could get my camper in here without an issue with my truck. I might not like towing it back up that hill though, but I guess that's what first gear's for. But this site is beautiful. If you're a tenter, man, grab this thing, man. And let me know when you're coming, because I'll come and stay here too. And hang out, have a fire, have a few drinks, have a little bit of smoke. And that's one thing I can say is I haven't smelled any smoke here. And you guys know what I'm talking about besides our campsite. Very, very quiet. I know this is the first week that they're open, but man, this place is super quiet. I'm gonna go up to the community fire tonight and meet some new people, make myself known, let everybody know who I am. I'm making a nice video of the place. You never know. You never know what you can get. Maybe they'll give me a free night of camping. So this is up over the hill. I'm not teleporting. I'm just walking so you guys can see. The bathhouses, the bathhouse I should say, I really think the size of this place, that might be the only drawback, is they only have 2 toilets and 2 showers. But I tell you what, the showers are beautiful. You don't ever run out of hot water. The pressure's great. But just pick your time right. They do have an outhouse on the other side where our camper is, so you don't have to cut across if you're okay with using a porta potty. I'm gonna turn to my right when I get up here on this road, and this is basically where the tent sites start. I'm not a big fan of these tent sites, like 35 to like maybe 36, and you can't really see how steep this is, but there's no way you're gonna put a tent down here by the fire ring or anything. You know, you could put them up here more towards the road in this general area, and then the fire pit and the picnic table is what, probably 20 feet away, because this is one heck of a slope right here. But this place is very clean. We saw them twice cleaning today, driving around. They're getting the place ready. The bathhouses, showers are super clean. Toiletries all clean. Everything's good. So when you get up to lot 36, it would be, that's when things start leveling off. And very nice. And if you turn back this way, this is lot 23. It's huge. That lot over there is 24. You're talking where you would put a camper there and you would put a camper over here. You're talking, oh, I don't know, 30. It's got to be more than that, 50 feet maybe. And same with this one. You put a camper here on 23 and 22s over here. It's the same thing. They're huge. So we'll just kind of walk across because there's people. I'm going to finish this video tomorrow when everybody leaves, and I'm going to show you the bathhouse. I'm going to show you the really, really nice tent camping areas. We might not camp in the hookups anymore because we're totally off-grid camper, because there's some campsites over there that are amazing. They're off-grid though. You don't have anything, and we're good with that. And here's another horseshoe pit they haven't cleaned out yet this year because, like I said, they're just getting going. But those are all the swing sets, playground, monkey bars, bouncy, I don't know what those things are. Little turtles or something, I don't know. Tire swings. Oh yeah, and the grocery store is only like, we'll say 10 minutes away. It's a small Hannaford's. So if you did forget something or you wanted to go to town, you can go to town and get groceries. They have great restaurants over there. Great pubs. They have a huge, beautiful burger joint there. We've eaten there before. And right across from us, that's a porta potty. So that porta potty basically takes care of all these people over here. that don't want to walk because there's only one entrance to the bathhouse, and that's on the other side of the horseshoe. So you want to walk around the horseshoe and get exercise. That's what we do all the time. We just basically walk around, say hi to everybody, make friends, do whatever we need to do to be happy. We're here, and like I said, this is the first time we've been to a commercial place like this, and really it's awesome. Will I be back? Absolutely. And way down there is a big, huge community area that you would have like functions outdoors. If you didn't want to rent a pavilion, this place is just massive. Very private, very quiet. And tomorrow I'll get back with you guys and we'll do the other half of this campground. So folks, here's the bathhouse. You have a nice little sitting bench right here. You have two bathrooms. Little spacious. You turn around, 2 sinks. They have a fan up there. They also have a heater in here somewhere. I was talking to the owners last night and they just had it shut off. So it's basically just a stand-up shower, plenty of room. 2 showers, 2 toilets, unlimited hot water. Very clean in here, guys. Very nice. So this is pretty much where I left off. So there's lot 37 for tents. That's the bathhouse over there on the other side of the road. These people here are seasonal or monthly, one or the other. I talked to the owners yesterday about this whole area. Very nice people. There's another campsite, tent site there, beautiful. It's all pine here. White pine and just a few red pine around. Lot 39. These are all they call transit campers, tents. Everything basically on the inside of the shoe has power and water. Lot number 19 has no power. That's strange, because the lots right next to both of it have hookups. Here's lot 40. Nice, it's small, but it's private. There's nobody beside you. And let's see, it looks like it overlooks down below. I know you can't get to it from here, but the river's right down there. You're not going to be able to see it probably through the trees. Yeah, you can. The river's right there. So I went up to the fire last night. They had a gathering, community fire. Awesome time. Had some wicked laughs. Met some of the local people. This is a local person here. He's a maintenance guy up to Sunday River. And since Sunday River's closed, he's out of work, hanging out. He's a welder by trade. Wicked nice guy. Young. Collecting unemployment and loving life right now with that stimulus $600 a week. He also thinks it's quite funny. But great guy. I'd definitely like to sit down and have some laughs with him someday. I'm sure I'll meet him again. So that's 16 where he is, and this is 15. I absolutely love this site. It's like a drive-through site. You don't even have to back your trailer in or anything. Just pull up, hook up, done. So this is 15. I don't know why they didn't give this to us for availability, unless somebody's coming in today. But last week when we did our drive-by, she gave us all the sites that were available, and this wasn't one of them. It was strange. But anyways, here's the like family gatherings, reunions, weddings, you know, or just maybe Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, whatever it may be. Huge fire pit down there, a couple picnic tables. There's a telephone, a utility pole across the trail over there. And there's a couple walking trails back there. And over there is the walking trail that I showed you earlier that comes out of 58. It comes out there too, also comes down the road a little bit further. So right now I'm walking around and basically it's checkout time. It looks like we got one person up here leaving. Everybody else is pretty much hanging out. It's gonna be a quiet day. It's freezing here, wind's blowing. I got the heater on in the camper today. I think the high is supposed to be about, I don't know, 58 or 57. And then today's supposed to be down to 32. So this, folks, are the places I absolutely love. So it's basically from 51 to 57. If you're a camper and you want isolation, you don't need water, you don't need power, these are the campsites you want. And I'm telling you right now, guys, they are very spacious. They're perfectly flat. They're not really rocky, I'll say, more pine needles, soft ground, sand. And these are the sites that we're going to start staying in. But I've talked to the owner and they said absolutely you can't run a generator. I'm like, that's fine, my camper is all geared for 100% off grid. So here's another place here. So actually we can walk in and I'll show you the bundles of wood that they sell. Somebody left a bundle here last night. So this is what's inside their fire pit. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4. They look like they burned about 6 pieces of wood. And here is the bundle. Add another 6 pieces of wood for $5 or whatever they're charging. That's wicked cheap, folks. How can you go wrong? They burned 6 pieces of wood last night, and I actually met him. He came up last night up to the fire about 9:30 looking for wood. People here super nice. We had people coming, I should say the owners had people coming up to them at 10 o'clock at night bothering them to get in Wi-Fi, passwords, whatever. Here's a young couple over here that are getting ready to leave with their puppy. These sites over here are awesome. So that's 53. And then over to my left, I'm walking right down the middle of the road here. Lot 10. Big, they're huge. This lot 10 and lot 9, I don't even know. It's probably combined together. It's kind of like a field, but one has power, one doesn't. That's strange. So lot 10 has power, and they're huge. These 2 lots are ridiculously huge. So this is my favorite site here, is 55. So if you just pull the camper in, I don't care what you got pop up, camper like mine, or you just want a tent, I'll kind of just walk you through this whole thing. You know, this place, this campsite here is probably my favorite. Excuse me. Put some orange juice to me this morning. Whew. It was a good night last night. Holy cow. Here's your fire pit. And this is a tree that he cut down, or broke, or whatever. It broke actually, or was ready to come down. And he's got it all cut and split, selling it as bundles of wood, or he's using it up to his fire pit. And let me tell you, we had a fire last night, and I'll tell you right now, the owners aren't afraid to put some wood to their community fire at night. We had a huge fire, and they just kept loading the wood on there. I don't even know, like, if we're talking wheelbarrows, big wheelbarrows, at least 3. And they were just piling them on one at a time. Here's another very nice flat tented area. You know, if you put your tent back here anywhere and it was going to rain, you have all these trees that you can run a tarp to, hang a tarp, put a tent underneath it. This is a place that we're going to come back. And let me tell you, yeah, it was nice to run the air conditioner the other night. When we came in, it was 100 degrees. Camper was probably 110. But yeah, it was nice. it's not something we need. We can run DC fans and just run the fans. So here is lot 57. A young couple came in here last night just before dark. They're probably out having breakfast now because it's checkout time. They're still here. So you can see how spacious it is. I can't go in there, of course, but it's huge. And then basically I'm back to lot 58 where I left off, where the walking trails are, and that's our little setup right there. And later on we're going to walk through with a pad of paper and a pen and actually take notes on every single campsite that is here. You know, our do's and don'ts, what people may or may not like. If you have any questions about any of these sites, just drop me an email, drop me a comment, and I'll get back to you.